Welcome everyone, I'm Josh Cooper. When you enter retirement, Medicare is extremely important, but it's not the only thing you need to think about. Today we're going to talk about the importance of looking at the full picture. Why do people sometimes only focus on Medicare? Well, the answer is pretty simple, and that's because that's what they hear about the most. Agents, a lot of times across the board, are taught to just talk about Medicare, to only sell Medicare. They're getting phone calls regarding Medicare, so it's the familiar terminology that they're hearing all the time. However, there are a lot of other things that can generate expenses and exposure outside of Medicare, and we want to talk about a couple of those. So the primary thing that really leaves people exposed is with major diagnoses of what we like to call the big three. And the big three are cancer, heart attack, and stroke. So those big three areas are primarily what's going to impact somebody's finances over and above whatever Medicare coverage they have. Regardless of what Medicare plan you pick and what Medicare direction, an Advantage plan or a Medicare supplement, you're going to experience Medicare out-of-pocket costs that impact your pocket, okay? So some of the expenses they forget to prepare for is over 60% of cancer happen to seniors over the age of 60, okay? And so when people are older, they're typically less healthy, they're more exposed to some of these larger things happening, heart attack, stroke, cancer. And it's not that Medicare doesn't cover these at all, it's just that there are exposures and expenses that Medicare doesn't cover well. For example, cancer. When people have cancer, there's a lot of treatment involved in that fight. Cancer cost itself, whether it's a prescription medication or an injection medication or chemo, those are out-of-pocket costs that are going to impact their pocket. But over and above that, not every cancer treatment has been approved. So a lot of times people who are fighting different types of cancer are having to get experimental treatment. They're having to travel to different places. And those are things that Medicare is not going to approve or pay for. That's going to directly impact your pocket. So first major exposure is going to be cancer. Let's assume that Medicare does cover all the cancer treatment. With certain medications, oral medications and so forth, people are going to be paying large amounts of money, depending on the formula of their prescription plan, to afford the cancer treatments. Now, if people have the luxury of having savings set aside, or maybe they have a lot of retirement or assets, this is a very fast way for their assets to deplete in what they were hoping for to live a comfortable retirement. So we recommend umbrella coverage to cover these big three. And we're going to talk about how the heart attack and stroke can also impact you, okay? When people have a heart attack or stroke, their way of life is dramatically changed. Not only are they having to pay for expensive blood thinners that are going to impact their pocket on a monthly basis, but a lot of times they're having to update their household, whether they're having to adjust their bathroom for access with a wheelchair, or they're having to get recovery care or round-the-clock care because they're not able to perform all of their activities of daily living. So with the big three leaving you with a lot of exposure, we want to make sure people are aware that there are options out there when they're turning 65 to limit your financial risk and exposure. But there's something else on top of the big three, cancer, heart attack, and stroke, that I want to bring up that we have a conversation with every single senior, and that is when it comes to permanent life insurance options. So we talk about our exposure on the health side. What happens if I have cancer, heart attack, or what happens if I have a stroke? But what a lot of people don't realize when they're aging into Medicare is that all of the benefits they had at work are going to be terminated or expire when they leave their job. Well, all of their benefits, that means their health insurance is gone. That means their dental is gone. But that also means that their life insurance is typically gone. Now, life insurance at work is a great option for a lot of people. Typically very affordable group protection, includes a lot of different comprehensive coverage, and we recommend people while they're working, they carry life insurance at work. However, nobody works forever. And so what happens to people when they turn 65 or 67 or 70 and they retire is they end up older, they're less healthy, and they no longer have life insurance. Every conversation we have with a senior involves what we would consider complete protection. Okay? So we want to make sure you have life insurance and health insurance in place to make sure that all of your needs are protected and that the life insurance protects those who are left behind. So every conversation we go into, we ask people, do you have temporary or do you have permanent coverage? Understanding the difference between coverage that's going to be here for a period of time or coverage that's going to be here forever is very important. We recommend permanent coverage for all of our clients because we believe every single person has a permanent need. Josh, what kind of need is going to be permanent? Well, I'm going to list a couple that I want you to think about and uncover what those exposures really are for your loved ones, your kids, your spouse, and how that impacts them. So first, we've got final expenses. Okay, so everybody that passes away, there is no free program for burial. There is no free program for cremation. I've heard people say, I'm gonna donate my body to science. I've never met anybody who's successfully done that, and I'm not even sure they take everybody's body. So in reality, we do know that there are funeral homes kind of all over. There's graveyards. Everybody, 100% of people pass away. 100% of people are left with final expenses. Now, final expenses are going to be typically burial or cremation. Okay, so let's say everybody incurs this, whether you've got 2 children, 4 children, no spouse, siblings, somebody is responsible for you when you are deceased or when you pass away. Final expenses, what do those look like? Burial, we're gonna say as of today, $15,000 to $18,000. Okay, cremation, when we're talking about everything included, funeral home, rental, opening the grave, headstone, all that stuff, final expenses, it's really expensive. If you want to check my numbers, you should. Cremation, we're gonna say everything included, probably looking closer to like 5,000 or so. We'll say maybe 8,000 just with the cost of things going up. So final expenses, already we've got a big burden. Most people, kids, spouse, siblings, don't have $10,000 to $20,000 just lying around to pay for somebody's funeral. So permanent need, everybody's gonna pass away at some point in time. Having coverage in place to protect your loved ones so they can grieve properly and not be financially stressed during that emotional time is important. Number 1, final expenses. Number 2, income replacement. What do I mean by income replacement? Well, number 1, when somebody passes away, if they're living on Social Security or if they have a pension, it's very common that the Social Security, well, this is actually a fact, it will always stop. However, a lot of times a pension will stop as well. So if the household has 2 incomes, one of them is $2,000, one of them is $1,800, the household income is gonna essentially be cut in half, and a permanent life insurance policy allows for the person who's still living to continue their way of life or make adjustments, downsize the house, and do all those things without a strict financial pressure forcing them into a bad financial decision. So income replacement's important. Number 3, I'm gonna say debt or mortgage. All right, it's very common for people to have a mortgage even later in life with refinancing, moving later. And if you have a permanent policy, you can guarantee that a house you maybe want to leave behind to your kids is going to be left mortgage free, right? If you have debt or you owe on a car or credit card, you're not going to leave that to your spouse or to your kids because you're going to be able to pay that with a permanent policy. A temporary policy, if you outlive the time period, then it's going to be terminated, it's going to be gone. So debt or mortgage, and then finally, this is a big one a lot of people don't realize, tax-free legacy. Okay? So life insurance is one of the only vehicles that is completely tax-free and does not have probate court. And if I could spell, I would spell that correctly. Let's make it an O. Okay, probate court. So there's no probate court. A lot of people don't realize that life insurance is the only vehicle that has no taxes associated with it and avoids probate court completely and directly paying out to your beneficiary. So every conversation we have with a retirement individual, with somebody going on to Medicare, when we go through our client needs assessment, we are always going to ask about their life insurance. Do they have temporary or permanent? We're not only gonna just ask that, we're gonna recommend permanent all day long because we believe people have a permanent need, which we just went over. Tax-free legacy, no taxes, $50,000 with no taxes, no probate court is really gonna benefit your family. And that's why we believe life insurance has a place in retirement planning. One thing that's important about our agency is we believe in complete protection, and we're the full package when it comes to what we're offering our clients. A lot of one-trick ponies only offer one specific product and doesn't allow them to understand the needs and the benefits of multiple products. Our agency focuses on the Medicare aspect, umbrella coverage covering cancer, heart attack, and stroke, short-term medical, or short-term recovery care, We also work with life insurance carriers that allow people, specifically with pre-existing conditions, to get immediate coverage to protect their loved ones that's permanent and will never change. Ultimately, people purchase life insurance as an unselfish act to protect their loved ones and provide peace of mind that if something happens to them, their families will be taken care of. In order for us to provide peace of mind completely for a client, we need to be able to do that with Medicare, with a supplement or an advantage plan, with cancer, heart attack, stroke, and recovery care, and be able to offer the top carriers in the industry for permanent coverage as well. We believe looking everything together, when you're looking at your entire picture, helps a client properly be insured because they can make sure everything fits into their budget. When clients age into Social Security, they go on to Medicare, they typically end up on some sort of a fixed income and a budget where they need predictability. Because we're able to coordinate everything together with them, we're able to allow them to have peace of mind in retirement so they can spend their funds on things they enjoy like travel, grandkids, and other things. Retirement planning is not about one decision, it's about understanding the full picture. Medicare, life insurance, and other protection options all play a role in making sure you and your family are prepared. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.